While the West fights over software licenses, Beijing is moving aggressively on the physical supply chain. Reports from Nikkei and KR Asia reveal that China has set a strict national target to achieve 70% self sufficiency in advanced domestic silicon wafers by the end of 2026.
This is the raw material that everything else sits on, while factories like TSMC are projecting a massive $56 billion in capital expenditure for 2026. To expand chip fabrication facilities, China is throwing massive state subsidies at domestic wafer production to fully insulate its AI supply chain from Western sanctions. They aren't just trying to build the chips, they are building the ground the chips are growing up.
Yep. And competition is good. The tariff wars didn't really help isolate China. Now they're focusing on the on silicon chips. Competition is good, and I think so far that we're just waiting for those uh, chips, AI memory, GPUs to come out of China at a very, very discounted price. Nvidia and AMD should really look out for this because it's not just a two-horse race anymore. I think there's like um, four chip manufacturers in China that is going for the role that Nvidia and AMD have right now.
It's not everybody's game, yeah. It's not but the US only that dominate the market. It's also China is trying to figure out how to gain some leverage for doing this. While this podcast is recorded during the Trump visit to China,
Mhm.
we don't know yet what's going to happen after that. But I'm really sure that China will hold their ground in order to make their chips production bigger and bigger.
Yeah, I think the president has brought in a lot of VIPs. Apple, Tim Cook, Tesla, Elon Musk, uh, Boeing as well. I think it's also there. They're looking
Including Jensen Huang.
Jensen Huang,
Yeah.
Nvidia. Yes, my bad. They're hoping to open up the Chinese market. Good luck with that because the American market for BYD is still closed, and BYD cars are very, very good. So if BYD does come in, which is it's already in China, it's already in Canada, it's already in Mexico, already in Europe and Australia, and there's been a lot of rave reviews about it. Is the American auto manufacturers ready for that kind of competition? The Europeans are struggling, but hopefully they'll get there. So we'll see.
Look what happened to the Detroit when Japan's automotive comes to the US. You know the rest.
Yeah,
The history might be repeat when China comes to America with their own brand.
but it could be worse because GM had an electric car. It was a good electric car. It was very, very good, and they decided to demolish it. Demolish it. Who Killed the Electric Car is a very good documentary. I suggest you see it, and then you'll be so mad at what America had, and then they lost on purpose. So we'll have to go from there.
It's going to be interesting what's the follow up from the Trump and Xi Jinping meeting. So I believe Jensen Huang trying to enter the China once again.
But Huawei is building its chips and processors. So yeah, I wouldn't put money on it.
Is there going to be a win-win solution? Because it seems like very important because Trump visit to China.
Look at what Polymarket says and place your bets.
And India isn't sitting on the sidelines either. Bengaluru-based fabless chip startup HrdWyr just closed a massive $13 million Series A funding round, led by ID Spring Capital alongside Singularity MC and Persistent Systems.
What makes HardWyr fascinating is their business model. Instead of building massive data center GPUs to compete with NVIDIA, they're building AI native system on a chip products focused on edge computing. They've already collaborated with some consumer audio giants to launch the Indus 1011 chip for intelligent battery management in wireless earbuds, with packaging and assembly handled domestically by Tata Electronics. India is proving it can run the full path from intellectual property to chip design and retail rollout. So the plot thickens. Not just China anymore, it's India. And then after India, who's next? Who can start to build these things? Because the market is big enough.
Yes.
There's a lot of open source AI models you can use, but where are you going to host them? Where are you going to run them? You need the servers, you need the processors, the chips. If it could be done locally, like what India is doing, you could, and the Indian market is very big.
Yep.
It would, and like when they banned TikTok in China, the Indian locally made product boomed, and it went nuts. People loved it. So it's a very big market, a very good opportunity. These guys are thinking very, very long term.
Maybe for HrdWyr, India is now enough. But we don't know. Maybe another 3 weeks, another 3 months, another 6 months, another years. If this product's really good and maybe cheaper, it will launch to other parts of the world.
Absolutely. So we'll have to see how it goes. But yeah, I mean, the AI market is heating up, and this is before the bubble deflates.
And then what happens if, imagine, China collaborates with India? It can happen as well.
It can, despite some regional conflicts, which they still have. But you never know.
But we never know, right? If we're talking about tech and maybe about progress in the world, we never know.